Hi viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here is a picture where we find a daughter looking anxiously at her mom. In both the pictures you will find aged elderly lady, a daughter looking at her mother. Let's see what is this all about. Here is a picture of Kamala Das, a well-known Indian writer in English. Kamala Das, 1934 to 2009, taken for today's discussion. She is a Malayalam writer. She always used to write with the pen name Madhavi Kutti. Let us see what Kamala Das has to say about our earlier picture, process of aging, daughter, mother, that relationships. Here is a picture of a mother holding her daughter. Very beautiful, lovely picture. So the topic for discussion, My Mother at 66, written by Kamala Das. Let us see in this poem what the poet has to say for us, process of aging and all that. Here is the poem, My Mother at 66. Let us see what the poet has to say. Driving from my parents home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother. The poet narrator herself, she is telling about my mother. Even the title also, my mother, the possessive pronoun, how affectionately a daughter, considering her mother, that attachment part is being explicit in the title itself. Driving from my parents home to Cochin last Friday. So she is narrating an incident, personal autobiographical sketch, a moment, a reminiscence. The poet is highlighting here, Kamala Das. Driving from my parents. So Kamala Das, the poet herself is driving the vehicle, driving from my parents, or it is also possible she might have hired a taxi, okay. Anyway, driving from my parents home to Cochin last Friday. She is intent to go to Cochin further Friday morning. I saw my mother. It is as if, it is a revelation. First time I saw my mother. The poet looking at her own mother, and some sort of surprise look is there. What is that? I saw my mother further. Now, slowly, word by word, different image. A daughter looking at her mother for the first time after so many years. What is this all about? Beside me. She is sitting next to me. So, Kamala Das explaining about her own mother beside me. Doze, open mouth. Doze, almost she slept now. She seems to be dozed off. Open mouth. So these are all the images which highlights about the process of aging. My mother, even the title also, at 66. Slowly, through these images, the poet makes the reader understand that her mother is aged. The process of aging, okay, what are the different elements naturally occurs for a human being. How we have to accept life as it comes is being highlighted. Doze, already slept. Open mouth. It is, as in the sketch, you can make a note of it. Generally, aged people, open mouth. Her face ashen like that of a corpse. Here in this, simile, the image is explicit. What is that? Her face. My mother, I saw my mother. Her face ashen like that of a corpse. It is, there are two images. The process of aging and almost she is looking like a corpse. That part, a very sad manner. Of course, the poet is feeling it. She is not expressing it. She is feeling it, and as a reader, we need to analyze and understand, visualize, and realized. So, I saw my mother and realized. So, the thoughts are very clear. I saw my mother, and that those images made me to and realized. So, some sort of realization happened. Perception happened to the poet. What is that realization part? Realized with pain. Here the daughter with pain and suffering expressing her feelings about her own mother with pain, suffering, which is inevitable in the life of a human being. What is that pain? That she was as old as she looked. Once again simile, the image. She was as old as she looked. It is not only she looked old, even her appearance, the wrinkled face, as well as the process of open mouth, dozing, her face ashen, like all these images highlight. It is very clear that the poet is expressing, I saw my mother and realized that she is really old. She is already really old and she seems to be almost nearing death. Some sort of realization happened first time for the poet. She was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Very interesting now. From this line onwards, the poem takes another turn. What is this? I saw my mother sitting next to me and realized with pain, suffering, what is that? She was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Soon put that thought away. It is almost like a concept of existentialism comes here. See, we are thrown into this world where man is not given any choice as a human being. So we need to accept life as it comes. We have no other option other than to live, to accept the hardships of everyday living. Maybe Kamala Das is highlighting that, and she don't want to see that same face, ashen like a corpse. Okay, soon she put that thought, that image, perception, realization away, and let us see further what happens. See the thought of Kamala Das continuing further in the next part of the poem, where there is a turn. Okay, I saw my mother and I realized, and soon I put that thought away and looked out at. So now the poet Kamala Das seems to be not looking at her mother, but she seems to be looking elsewhere. Looked out at young trees sprinting as they are moving in a vehicle. Okay, naturally trees are sprinting as if trees seems to be running. Then merry children spilling out of their homes. Now the thoughts is entirely different. The poet, the narrator, looks at nature. She wants to hide her personal sad feelings, personal hardships. Okay, the sad truth that her mother looked like corpse, and the process of aging she wants to forget. As a daughter, she looked out at young trees. Two more images coming, young trees. So contrasting with that corpse like aged, we have young trees sprinting movement. Okay, then the merry children spilling, merry, happy. Children generally, children by nature they are happy. And merry children, happily, children are spilling out of their homes. So when the vehicle seems to be coming near the airport, our poet, narrator, looks out, not at her mother. For a moment she concentrates on some other things, that is maybe a nature, okay, outside. And she looked at young trees as well as merry children spilling, contrasting images for the death, corpse-like image of her mother. But after the airport's security check, further what happened? So there are two incidents. The poet coming with mother to the airport and realizing that her mother is aged. For a moment she looks outside and she saw trees sprinting, merry children spilling. Some sort of, her mind seems to be searching for something away from the negative part. And the perception of her mother is going to die. That part she wants to go away. Okay, further. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, very interesting, this is a very symbolically very important line, standing a few yards away from her mother, away from the concept of death, away from all those negative aversions, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. Second time poet is looking at her. Earlier, very close, near to, I looked at my mother, I realized the sorry state of her, process of aging, and her perception of death nearing to her mother. I looked again at her, second time. One pale as a late winter's moon, felt that. So one pale as a late winter's moon. It is said that in the winter time, if at all you see a moon appearing in the sky, it seems to be very dull, sad. It is almost like pale as a late winter's moon. So the poet Kamala Das is making a symbolically parallel image with her mother. It is almost like a very dull, aged. So whether she wants to avoid it or not, it is inevitable. Death is inevitable. It is a part and parcel of our everyday living. The concept of existentialism we can understand. Man has to exist. Other than that, he has no other way. So as a late winter's moon, and felt that. Earlier I realized, I saw my mother. Now the last part, some sort of realization further. I felt that. I really felt. I experienced what? Old familiar ache. Now once again as a daughter, the image of daughter looking at her own mother comes now. Felt that. See, the childhood fear, what is that? Felt. Old familiar ache, once again pain. Earlier the pain also, second time. Earlier the pain is looking at her aged mother, the corpse like, ashen like, the skin and the process of aging. Now she once again felt that old familiar ache from childhood days. My childhood's fear. A daughter losing her mother. This is very explicit here. As a daughter losing her mother, she never liked to lose her mother at any cost, no matter what. My childhood's fear. The concept of fear is there. So the fear of death. Through this poem, as a reader of literature, we can understand that the concept of fear of death for all human beings is there. Okay, we need to, it is a part and parcel of our everyday living. We have to start realizing this, and we need to live with that fear, the fear of death, the fear of process of aging. A childhood fear here, daughter's fear of losing her mother, that part. But all I said was, very interestingly, somehow finally, till then, the poet is feeling all those feelings, aversions, all her fear, only to her mind. First time she seems to talk. What is that? But all I said, finally, controlling herself, accumulating all that fear and everything for herself only, and she wants to tell explicitly, not only to the mother, to the entire world. What is that? All I said was, very important, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile, smile and smile. Two activities very important symbolically. All I said as a daughter, see you soon, Amma. See you soon. Very interesting. You know, there is a positive thought is there. There is some sort of positive hope is there. The feeling of once again I will come back and look at you, Amma, mother. So a daughter, her affectionate feeling. See you soon. Soon means very soon. Maybe in the near future. I want to see you alive. I will look up to the moment when I want to see you alive. Okay, see you soon, Amma. The affectionate feeling of a daughter and a mother, that relationship is there. Okay, further, all I did, finally, after telling that see you soon, Amma, all I did was smile, smile and smile. It is also possible she is smiling and controlling. She is giving a, psychologically she is giving a, you know, some sort of intuition. Daughter telling to her mind to control herself, and you know, all her fear, anxiety she is hiding in some sort of smile and smile. You can see the picture of old lady, as well as the concept of mother holding the baby. So the concept of daughter here, she wants to see mother. All I said, see you soon. All I did, smile, smile and smile. It is also possible that here, as existentialism, this approach, we can understand that human being has nothing other than to accept the harsh realities. Many a time, whether we wish it or not, as an individual, as a human being, we need to accept all the hardships. Life and death are not with us. But only thing is accepting, and we need to move forward with positive vibes, positive hopes, thinking that maybe one day good things will come forward us, and the good thoughts will make our life really meaningful and better. That's what is this. Let's move further. Finally, I am compiling all the key points. My mother at 66. A few important thoughts I am compiling here. Images. I saw my mom, the face, almost like a corpse. Okay, the concept of aging is highlighted here. I saw my mom and realized with pain, part of living or everyday living, where we are not having any choice. We are left with no choice at all. Okay, we need to accept it, whether we like it or not. As a human being, we need to move further with positive vibes. That is being highlighted. I saw my mom and realized with pain the process of aging, that face, ashen like. And further, there is another part is there. So not only the part where the poet is feeling very sorry, in the poem itself there is some sort of change is there. For a moment, the poet wants to look at nature. What is that? I looked at the trees, merry children, standing away. The concept of age, no matter what. For a moment, daughter, she never liked to look at her mom, the process of aging, and accept the harsh reality. So Kamala Das, as a poet, I looked at the trees for a moment, merry children standing away. The concept of happiness, trees, merry children, full of life. The symbol of life is being highlighted, contrasting with the process of age and the process of aging, as well as process of corpse-like mother, that part. So, and that too, standing away for a moment near the security check, near the airport, standing away, poet. The concept of age, is being highlighted further. And second time the poet is, I looked again at my mother, fear of some sort of separation, dilemma of a child, it is being also highlighted here. So a daughter not interested to depart, go away from, move away from, or not ready to lose her own mother. So looked again, the fear of separation, dilemma of a daughter is being highlighted, of a child is being highlighted. Okay, so these two images, you can understand that the poet looks at the nature outside, the trees, then merry children. Why? To hide her feelings inside gloominess, inside the fear part, or inside gloominess, where the harsh reality of process of aging, process of losing her own mother, that is being highlighted in that. Further, it is almost like the entire poem is nothing but confession of a daughter. It's almost like Kamala Das, as a daughter, she is confessing to the readers, students of literature. What is that? As a daughter, she is not ready to lose her mother at any cost. She don't want to lose it. That's what, almost like a confession of a daughter. Okay, and I think I remember a statement, you taught me everything except to live without you. So it is almost that statement Kamala Das is trying to tell us. So Kamala Das is addressing to her mother in her mind, not explaining anywhere, any moment, any time, but the images tells that you taught me everything except to live without you, mom. She is addressing that. Further, the image of mom, pale, almost like late winter's moon. It is faded. The concept of fog, death appearing is also being highlighted. And looking into all that, the narrator or the poet felt the ache, the pain, the sorry state, suffering. It is a part and parcel of our everyday living. We need to undergo that further. The concept of death and daughter, the acceptance of life, harsh reality, these are all being highlighted there. Further, finally, the poem ends with a positive vibe. The poem Kamala Das, My Mother at 66, ends with a positive vibe, which is very important from a student's point of view, as a student of literature. See you soon. Very important line. A positive hope, life. That is very important. If not now, later on the other side. So it is also possible. There are two things we can analyze. The poet tries to tell, see you soon, Amma. What it means, and then finally she smiles. See you soon, Amma. If not now, later on the other side of the life. Okay. So no matter what, daughter never likes to lose her mother. That is being explicit here. Very interestingly, the poet tries to convey. Finally, who is a daughter? Daughter is the heart and soul of a mother, true mother. That is, see, mother is, daughter is an extended part of a mother. Finally, so mother never is anywhere. Mother is with the daughter only. Then finally, the concept of existentialism, man and the choice, is also being highlighted. What is that? Kamala Das, as an individual, as a human being, she knows that her mother is aging, corpse-like, this ash-like, everything is there, but still she wants to have some sort of choice of what, decision of what, not losing her mother. That is what existentialism. That is man and the choices. See, with our choices decides our future. Some sort of positive vibe, in spite of knowing the harsh reality, the fact that Kamala Das, her mother is aging and she is going to lose her soon, but still she likes to see you soon, Amma. Some sort of positive vibe is there. She, as a daughter, she never likes to lose her mother and she wants to come back and she wants to see her alive. So the very beautiful picture of a daughter making a confession to a reader, a student of literature, and through this, the picture of mother and daughter, this attachment is being highlighted. That is the poem, My Mother at 66 by Kamala Das. Here is the poet, Kamala Das. There is a statement I like to quote, God cannot be everywhere, so he created mother. So with this thought and the poet's perception of life and my interpretation makes you to consider the importance of living here and accepting the harsh realities of life. Cannot be everywhere, so he created mother. So with this thought and the poet's perception of life and my interpretation makes you to consider the importance of living here and accepting the harsh realities of life, showing respect to all the elders, and make our life really meaningful. Consider to like and subscribe. Thank you.